The SR-25, a DMR, and I must say part of a weapon class I tend to not use very much because I'm more of an aggressive player, but somebody recommended I make a build for the SR-25, which is exactly what I did for today's video. So starting off with the clean slate for the SR-25 now, I was trying to go for something that could be used at long range, obviously, because it is a DMR that does decent damage per shot, but at the same time not have an abysmal ADS time and be able to actually use this weapon even in medium range combat, in which arguably ARs are a little bit better suited. So starting off with the barrel here, I chose to go with the SR-25 Nova Ultra Long Barrel. The reason being it gives you a lot more range and it drastically increases the muzzle velocity. That's going to help a lot with those longer range shots. So go ahead and install that, and then we're going to calibrate this with plus 50 grams and plus 10 millimeters, giving us a further muzzle velocity increase and a slight boost in firing stability. The next thing we're going to change is the muzzle. Now I chose to go with the resonant sniper rifle suppressor. Now I know what a lot of people are going to say, you should never equip a suppressor that reduces your fire rate, but this suppressor actually increases the range even further, so you're doing maximum damage up to 140 meters now, and it also drastically increases the muzzle velocity, so you're now shooting at 929 meters per second, which is just insanely fast, and it only decreases the fire rate by 30-ish rounds per minute, which is not that big of a deal. Next, for the handguard, you only have one option here, so the SR-25 Elite Handguard gives you overall net positives, so just go ahead and equip that. For the foregrip, I chose to go with the tactical vertical foregrip to get a little bit of an increase in handling, so the ADS time isn't so abysmal, because a lot of the attachments we're putting on here is hitting the handling quite a bit. So install that and then calibrate this with -6 slots, giving us plus 3.84% ADS speed. You get a little bit of a penalty for control, but considering it's a semi-automatic rifle, I didn't feel like it was that much of a hindrance. For the magazine, I chose to go with the SR-25 20 round mag, so giving us only a -6 penalty in handling. For the penalties that the 30 round mag gives, I felt like they weren't worth how much negatives it gave for 10 extra rounds, which is why I chose to go with the 20 round mag. If you feel like 20 rounds isn't enough, by all means equip the 30 rounder, then obviously the mag assist because there's no downsides. For the grip, go ahead and install the AR Heavy Tower Grip, giving us net positives plus an extra slot. And then I calibrated this with -50 grams, giving us plus 18% aiming stability while breathing if you do need to breathe at those longer ranges. And then for the grip mount, I just chose to go with the balanced grip base, giving us, again, net positives. For the stock, I chose to go with the 416 stable stock, giving us some control and extra stability. Now, the reason why I want a lot of stability is to get less aim punch when somebody is firing at me and hitting me, especially at those longer ranges. You don't want the aim to go off because you are getting hit. You're getting a little bit of a penalty in handling, but we can make up for that. So equip that, and then I calibrated this with plus 50 grams and plus 3 slots, giving us plus 6% extra control and plus 3.84% firing stability. For the optic, I chose to go with a Recon 1.5 by 5 adjustable scope, so getting quite a bit of a penalty in handling, but this is a nice scope. I like the reticle on it, and I like the fact that you can adjust between those two zooms on it, which makes it a very, very nice scope, at least in my opinion. So go ahead and install that, and then I calibrated this with -20 millimeters in eye relief, didn't touch the zoom for this specific sight. And then the rest of these, you can equip patches on every single slot here, and I just went ahead and equipped the DD Python handguard panel across all of these to get us just a +6 handling, just so that aiming penalty, you know, how fast your ADS isn't so bad that it takes a long time to shoulder. I mean, it's still going to take a little bit to actually ADS with this weapon, so you can't expect ADS this very fast, but at least it's still a little bit quicker with these panels equipped. So that is my SR-25 Marksman rifle build. I tried a few different combinations here, and I felt like this was the one that I was doing the best with. You could put an optic on here, or a canted optics for those closer range engagement, but overall I didn't feel like I was doing bad with this thing, even in CQB, and I always keep my trusty Glock 18 if I need to fight somebody in super close combat scenarios. So this weapon actually unlocks at level 27, and if you want to use this build, you will have to level up the weapon up to 61, at which point you'll unlock the Resonant Sniper Rifle Suppressor. Now, I would recommend at least leveling this weapon until you unlock the 20-round mag, because those 10-round mags are just, oof, they are rough to deal with. 10 rounds is really not a lot. If you're dealing with multiple enemies, it's still taking you 3 shots to kill, even with a headshot mixed in, unless you're getting 2 headshots. But yeah, at least level this weapon up until you have the 20-round mag, at which point you're going to be doing a lot better with it. Again, it's a different type of playstyle than what I used to. You can't go full aggressive. You kind of still can, but you got to be aware of that. You're firing a semi-automatic rifle with a sight on it, at least a magnified optic on it, so you won't be performing very well against people that are running like SMGs or ARs in those very CQB situations, which is where the G18 comes in. So it's kind of a combination of both of the weapons. You really have to make some good choices and tactical plays and be a little bit more mindful of your positioning across the map in order to do well. But I promise this thing at longer ranges, with how fast the muzzle velocity is on it, you will be downing people quite quickly. I do wish that Marksman rifles did a little bit more damage with headshots, because I feel like one headshot plus a body shot should net you a kill with Marksman rifles, but it might make them unbalanced. I don't know. I'm not a dev. It's not my job to balance weapons. This is just my overall opinion on Marksman rifles as a whole. But the SR-25, definitely something you should try if you haven't yet. Maybe switch up the playstyle. You know, maybe you mostly play in CQB with those SMGs, with those ARs that fire super fast. Try something a little bit different, but hopefully this build will tickle your fancy. The share code will be in the description down below, as well as in the top pinned comment. In any case, let me know your suggestion for a future video in there as well. But I'll leave you with a few highlight clips of me using this specific build. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.
Let me detect first!
Enemy transport located!
Coming to you now! Wait for my intel. Do better next time!
Thanks.